Hi, my name is Catherine, and I'm the owner of Catie, Beth, Bath & Body. I'm often asked how I make my handmade soap, so tonight I'll be making a tea tree and lemongrass soap, and I thought I'd take some videos of the process so you'll have an idea of how my soap is made. I use vegan-based oils. My basic recipe consists of olive oil, palm oil, coconut oil, castor oil, and sweet almond oil, and that's what I'll be using tonight. I'll be working with sodium hydroxide, so it's important to have safety gloves and safety goggles. Tonight I'll be making a tea tree and lemongrass soap, so I have my essential oils out, I have my pigments out for coloring the soap. We're going to make it green and yellow. I'll need a stick blender for mixing the lye and the oils together, and a variety of Pyrex containers because they can withstand the heat of the lye mixture. It can get up to about 150, 160 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's important to have materials that can withstand that kind of heat. And finally, there's my soap mold. Okay, so one of the first things I like to do is go ahead and weigh my fragrance or essential oils that I'll be using. So I have a scale that I'll do that. I'll be using about a 40-ounce mold. It'll hold about 40 ounces of soap. So I like to do about 1.5 to 2 ounces of fragrance for that. So I'll start with my tea tree essential oil. Alright, so we're at about 7/8 of an ounce. And then I'll mix in my lemongrass essential oil. And we're at about 1 3/4 of an ounce. So I'll have that just set aside, and I'll have it ready to go when it's time to pour it into my soap. Okay, the next part of preparation is to go ahead and get my colorants mixed. So what I do for that is I pour in a little bit of olive oil into some Pyrex containers. And we're going to be doing green and yellow tonight. So take about a teaspoon and put it in each one. And I probably don't have a teaspoon of yellow left, but that's all right. We'll make do. Might be all we're going to get out of that. All right, and then I have a little, it's really a frother that you would use if you're making a latte, but it works great for blending the pigment in with the oil. So let's get that going. Alright, and then I'll set that aside, and once I have my soap made, I'll pour a little bit of soap into each glass and mix it together, and then I can swirl my colors in. So I'll show you that in just a little while. Okay, so the next part of the process is to mix all of my oils together into my container. And I like to do equal parts olive oil, coconut oil, and palm oil. So I'll start with the olive oil. We'll do 8 ounces. And olive oil is very good for moisturizing. It's very moisture rich. It also helps draw moisture to the skin. So it is a good thing to add to soap. It's been used for all the way back to the Egyptians. They used olive oil. The next is coconut oil. And coconut oil, it helps to create a harder bar of soap so the soap lasts longer, but it also helps add lather and makes for a fluffier bar of soap, I guess. So it's another good oil to have. And I found, though, a lot of other soap makers vary the kinds of oils that they have in their soap. The most basic ones that you'll find are olive oil, palm oil, and coconut oil. And then from there you can add whatever other butters and oils you want. Sometimes I like to use cocoa butter or mango butter. But right now we'll stick to the basics. The next one I'll add is the palm oil. And palm oil also helps to create a hard bar of soap. The harder your soap, the longer it will last. So. All right. All right, next I'll add castor oil. Castor oil is another humectant. It helps draw moisture to the skin, helps trap it to your skin. And castor oil also helps create a lot of bubbles in the soap, so I like that. I like for my soap to be bubbly, so I'll do 1.5 ounces of it. And then finally, I'll add the sweet almond oil. I'll do 1.5 ounces of it as well. And I just like to add sweet almond oil because it is super moisturizing, great for the skin. It's just kind of a little added bonus that I like to put in the soap. And we'll just mix this up, and before I add the lye solution to this, I will heat this up in the microwave so that it gets nice and hot. Step in the process is to go ahead and make our lye using sodium hydroxide and distilled water. I will measure out my sodium hydroxide. And I like to do this in the sink in case I have any accidents with it. It is highly caustic and can give you severe burns, so I like to try to be as safe as possible with it. The fumes are also pretty bad as well, so I make the children leave the kitchen and warn them to stay away. So I've measured out my sodium hydroxide. Now I'm going to mix it in with my distilled water, and we'll pour this slowly so I don't splash it out everywhere. All right, and then I like to just go ahead and immediately rinse that out. And while that water is running, I will stir the sodium hydroxide in with the distilled water. And I can smell the fumes already, so I kind of hold my breath and turn my head away. You can see the sodium hydroxide is starting to mix in with the distilled water. And right now it's cloudy, but once it settles it will become clear. So again, I yell at my family to stay out of the kitchen and to not stick their fingers in the lye. I think I have all of that mixed in. I have my lye solution, and I'm just going to use my thermometer to give you an idea of how hot this is. I don't know if you can see the thermometer there. Yeah, so I was wrong. It gets a lot hotter than what I had said. So it's definitely something that if you want to learn how to make soap, you definitely need to do your homework and understand how to work safely with sodium hydroxide. It is a very dangerous chemical. So yeah, we're up to 176 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so I have my oils mixed together and I have my lye solution made. So now I need to wait for my lye to cool down to about 90 to 100 degrees. And as you last saw, it was at about 178 degrees. So what I'll do is I'll sit down with my glass of wine, probably goof around on Facebook, watch the baseball game, and I'll check on the lye in about 45 minutes.